Hello, beautiful people. Welcome back to Alakelge YouTube channel. So today's tutorial is on how to draft a skirt accentuating the hips. That is going to be exaggerating the hip and also the bum side by using the slash and spread method. So this method is for people that has big bum and flat tummy. So it's going to show their hip, and for that you're going to need the following measurements that is showing right now on the screen. So to start off, I'm going to divide the biggest circumference that I'm working with into two, and that's mostly the hip because this person must have a big bum, and the measurement I'm working with, the hip is 20 inches. 40 inches rather. The hip is 40 inches, and I'm going to divide that 40 inches into two. That means I will have 20 inches, and I'm going to mark that right now on my pattern paper. So you divide your biggest circumference into two, and that's the hip. Divide your hip into two, then you're going to mark it on your pattern paper. So I'm just going to connect the dotted lines that I did right now together. So I'm just going to connect them together, and the next thing I'll do is now to divide the 20 inches into two. We're going to be creating pattern for half of the front and half of the back, so that's why we're dividing it into two all over again. So that means that we have 10 inches on one side and 10 inches on another side, and I'm going to rule the lines together like so. So now, after that, the next measurement, I'm going to label this side center front, that's CF, and this side center back, CB. So this is the side I will measure for the front, CF, and CB is where I measure for the back. And the next thing I'll do is to mark the waist to the hip. That is the difference from the waist to the hip. You're going to measure from your waist where you place your skirt to the fullest part of your hip, and for this person the hip is 8 inches. That is the difference from the person's waist to the hip is 8 inches, and that's what I mark right there on the pattern paper. So I'm going to label that line HL, that is the hip line, and I'm come to the edge of the pattern paper and label that WL. I'm sorry that that place is not really showing very well on the camera, I'm so sorry. So the next measurement I'll input is the quarter of the waist. The waist I'm working with is 28, and 28 divided by 7 equals 4 equals to 7. Then I'll add 1 inch for that, which I did, and I'm connecting it straight to the hip line using the curve ruler. Make sure you use your curve ruler. So the next thing I'll do is to import the dart using the ball span. The ball span is 8 inches. You divide your ball span by 2, and that's 4. And I'll be using 1 inch for that. So I've already divided the dart into 2. I'm sorry that that place is not showing. You're going to see it when I'm doing for the back. So I'll connect it right there. The dart length for the front is 4 inches. Please, let's take note of that. The down length for the front is 4 inches. And the next thing I'm doing in the front is I'm coming back down from the center front by 1 inch, and I will use my curve ruler to connect from that center front to the side to create a kind of curve effect in the front. This will eliminate any kind of folding around the waist area. Please check out my basic skirts tutorial. So for the back, I'll input the quarter of the waist measurement there plus 1.75, 1 inch. So I'll be using 1.75 for the dart for the back. So I'm just going to connect that. I will explain that further when we get to that point when I will be taking two darts for the back. So now to create the dart for the back, I'll divide the bust span by 2, which is 4. Then from there, I'll come down by 5 for the length of the dart at the back. Then I'll use 1 inch first. That means I'll be taking half inch on one side and half inch on the other side. So that's what I did in the front too. Then we have 0.75 left. We added 1.75. Instead of marking 7 inches, we mark it 0.75. So that's 0.75. You're going to take it from the center back, then you connect it to the hip line. This will eliminate any kind of folding at the back of the dress or the skirt. Then the next measurement I will input is should be the shoulder to the knee, but I have exactly shoulder to the knee on the pattern paper. So this is where I'm going to create the kind of pencil effect for the skirt, and I'll be coming in by 1.5. You can go in by 1.5 or maximum 2 inches. So that I'll come down 1 inch from the hip line. That's where I marked. Then from there I will connect straight down to the 1.5 I marked on the knee area. So for the back, I'll be dividing that 1.5 into 2. I'll be taking it on both sides for the back. So I'll take it on one side and also take it on the other side. So 1.5 divided by 2 equals 0.75. That means I will take 0.75 on this area where I'm marking. I'll take, and the other area I'll mark 0.75. So then I'll connect it to the what, to the one down I marked down from the hip line. Then on the hip line from the center back, I'll come down by 1 inch too, and where I marked there 0.75, I'll connect it down straight like so. So this is going to give extra effect for the bum. Then I'll cut out the paper. I'm just going to cut out the pattern paper so as we can move to the next line. So I'm writing my annotation. You have to label your paper pattern. So we have front, you cut the front on fold. Then for the back, just label the back, then you write 2 pieces so that you know what you're going to cut. It's important to write your annotations like that. So to create the big bump effect at the back, I said we're using the slash and spread method. So you just slash through from the hip line like I'm doing right now. Just slash it open like so. Then you're going to place another pattern paper beneath your pattern. Then you're going to open it, slash it open by, let's say, 1.5 or 2 inches. So but I'll be using 2 inches for this tutorial. So you can just mark it down and tape it. You need to tape it down. So I'm slashing that open by 2 inches wide. So I'm taping down the pattern paper so that it will not move about. Then I will be opening that area by 2 inches. You can do 1.5 or 2 inches. So I'll be doing 2 inches, then I'll just tape that area down. So it will just be taped down like so. Just tape down your paper, make sure it's lay flat. So I'm still taping down my pattern paper to make sure that they are laying flat. There's no kind of bulging. If there's bulging, make sure to eliminate that. Then I'm going to trim off the excess paper. Can you see the bum effect on the skirt already? See how it's created that big bum effect already on the pattern paper? Just imagine if we transfer that to the to the fabric, then we now sew it, it's going to bring out the bum. So that is why we call this the big bum effect using the slash and spread method. So this for if I'm making a dress for someone that has big bum, please use this method. It's going to come out fine. And even if the person does not have big bum, you can use this to create big bum illusion. It also works because I use that for myself and I don't have big bum too. So that is all for this tutorial. Please make sure to give this video a thumbs up if you enjoy this, and if you have any question, please ask a question in the comment section down below. I'll be glad to answer all your questions. If you've not subscribed, please, what are you waiting for? Subscribe to this channel and also like, comment, and you can also share this video with fellow soulmates or anyone that will be interested in this. So that is all for this tutorial. Thank you for watching. I really appreciate you. Make sure to subscribe. I'll catch you in my next tutorial. Bye bye.